Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Top Hat Automotive. And today in Boston Scally land, we are using our pumpkin head. You know, in the Halloween spirit this time of the year. You know, it's nice to kind of just get in the mood. Well, anyways, so you could probably tell by the title that I did something that I didn't really like, but seemed and sounded great at the time, but it felt like I had lost a little bit of power. So I'm going to explain to you today what not to do when straight piping your Ram TRX. Let's get into it. So if you had watched my video where I straight piped and side piped the TRX, it had a nice deep tone. It didn't sound like the Hellcat platform at all. It sounded much different. It had a nice deeper tone, especially since I have it out both sides and I kept the factory tips. But the problem with that was I got rid of the X pipe and I didn't add an H pipe. And I noticed a low end torque just driving away. It just didn't feel right. I had driven the truck for about 2 weeks or so before I had done the exhaust. And then I had gotten up to about 1,600 miles. So I made it through the break-in period. So I was able to feel the full power of the motor. And obviously within the first 500 mile break-in period, you don't really want to beat on it. But even through that, I noticed that there was a slight lack of power. I don't know exactly why or what happened, but the only thing that I had done different was the exhaust. And I did put the intake in right afterwards, and I didn't really notice much of an increase. It was a little bit, but again, 700 plus horsepower, 6,000 pound truck, splitting hairs. Why call below the semantics, right? But one of these weeks, a week ago or whatever, a buddy of mine happened to be down by a shop, Lee's Custom Exhaust, Drake, Mass. Make sure you go there, show him some love. So what we did was we added an H pipe underneath. So the next few clips, I'm going to show you him building it, but then I had to step away in the middle of it to help someone, so I didn't get the finishing touch. But I can show you right now what it looks like underneath.
Working on my tan a little bit. Well, it's like anything, dude. Think about it. Even it's like a skydive instructor. That dude jumps out of planes, no big deal. Like he's going up a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
But I guarantee the first time that dude jumped out of a plane, he wasn't like, this is no big deal. So again, I was scared too at first. No one wants to get burned. That's what's once you get over the fear of being burned, well, that's not happening. That just scares everybody away, dude. Seeing those sparks and thinking they're gonna melt you. Obviously, yeah, you can get burned. It's welded. Anything with fire, you can get burned. But you gotta be smart. Like if you stand right here welding, you're gonna get cooked. Like I'm used to standing over here because the shield will slow it down. Keep your feet out from under it too. That's the worst.
Yeah, you get little things on it.
And if you got a work suit on and it's all tied up and laced up, you're stuck. Well, I have these ones. You should aim to slide them right off. Something goes in, fucking see you later. Alright, we're almost there. We just got the hard part, which we put right in front of our face. That's another thing you gotta do. You're going to have a hot pipe, better to put it in front of your face.
So this right here is the finished product. I know it's not exactly straight, it has a little bit of a bend, but because of the way we designed it in the first place, that was the best mounting point, and to go around the skid plate and whatnot. So this is what we ended up doing. And to be honest, now it actually sounds more like the Hellcat, which I don't mind. H pipes I've noticed are a little bit deeper, and from everything I've read and heard is when you do an H pipe, you get a little bit more torque than an X pipe. I still kept my factory exhaust if I ever needed or whatnot, but I love doing side pipes and whatnot. So side pipes, the X pipe wouldn't quite fit to keep because of where we had to route it and whatnot. And believe it or not, today I actually had the side steps coming in, which is actually gonna cover the side. So only the tips will be visible. So right about here. So they're gonna be covering all this. You won't see the pipes, and it should stop right about here. So all it'll be seen is the exhaust tip. And I'm thinking down the road, I might switch to like a carbon fiber tip, because on the side like this being blasted by the wind, the factory tips aren't really holding up. To be completely honest, I thought they would hold up a little bit better, but they already do not look the greatest. Maybe I just need to polish them up, but even on the inside, you can see the rust starting to form. So I'm not sure if it's just being blasted and it just doesn't like it. But usually they last a little bit longer before doing so. You know, I don't really 100% understand why. If you look over here on my Jeep, same thing. You can see where it's been, just sandblasted by time. These were painted by us, but you can see on the inside, it's not as bad as over there. And this is 5 years old. I've had these on there for 5 years. But let's just do a quick drive around the town and I'll get you some, reaction shots, and, you obviously won't feel the difference, but, you can see my reaction and it'll be a little bit better. And you'll definitely be able to hear a tone difference if you remember from the deep glug, 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 glug that was in the initial video. So let's go for a ride. Here we go, as you can get out the back way of my property. And look, a little bit of off-roading here. Got a nice little woodlands exit right here. It's pretty nice. If you go down that way, there's a lake. That's not the way we're going. I'm gonna crack these windows a little bit so that way we can hear the exhaust. That exhaust out the sides, it is so much louder than it could have ever been out the back. On my Hellcat, the Challenger, it was loud, but not like this. I generally have to speak a little bit louder, especially with windows down. When the windows are closed, it's not an issue. Construction or tree service. Heading back that way. But I'm not sure if you can tell already the tone difference. It's a little bit raspier, especially since it's not since it's connected. You know, each bank is connected now, so it has a bit of a better tone. Not necessarily better, different. But definitely under cruising, I like the way it sounds better. Under full throttle, it sounds great. It sounded great under full throttle before, but what I loved about the H pipe was just idling, just sitting there, that glug, 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 glug. It sounded great. I mean, it was amazing. I loved it. But let's get to a straight part over here, and we'll give it a little bit of a gas. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull over for a second, let this guy behind me go by, and we have a nice straight area right here. Let's just do a quick launch. Now the ground was definitely wet, and still it hooks and books. I love this truck. And then with the things that we did to the exhaust, it just feels and sounds so much better. You know, it's like I'm 30 miles an hour right now. Put my foot down. It just puts you into the seat, and it's just awesome. I love this truck. And when I did the straight pipes and the side pipes without the H in the middle, it put you into the seat, but it didn't feel like it was pushing you, like someone was leaning on you. It just felt like you got pushed back, and then that was it. This, right through the rev range, it feels like someone is literally pressing on you. And those of you that have these trucks know that that's how it's supposed to feel. Before, it didn't really have that someone's pressing on you feel. It has that initial shove, and then that was it. But now, just through the whole rev range, it's just so much better. Well, you know what? I'm not going to drag this out too much further. Let's look forward to our next video, which is going to be the install of the side steps. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and as always, be well, stay safe.